Hello everybody, Joe Bag of Donuts here. Welcome back for another episode of Umineko. Last time, fucking Rosa Maria bit it pretty hard. Battler finally fucking grew a pair and just told Beatrice to go kill herself. Fucking, what a Chad. A best boy, just for that. Beatrice felt bad and told other Beatrice Ava, to hey, maybe like tone it down a bit. Like I know I kind of like went a little over the top, the past couple times, but seeing it from the outside, I think it's funny, but no one else really does. So yeah. Anyway, fortunately for you guys listening to this right now, I've already done all my drinking beforehand, so I got all my boozing done and out of the way a couple hours ago when I recorded the previous episode of Mahoya, which is out by the time this is coming out, so be sure to go watch that. And if you do watch it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, I just have my coffee to sustain me, because for some reason it's almost 6 a.m. and I'm already tired. I've only been up since like 10:30, so I need to sustain myself till at least noon. Noon is a good time for me to go to bed, because that's about when I get home from work normally on the days where I work 12 hours, and that's really what I really gotta work my schedule around. God, now that I've talked about getting tired, I'm starting to yawn, getting ready. Doesn't help that my lights are dimmed in my sunroom right now. Where is my remote controller to turn up my lights? There it is. It's under my fucking Switch controller. 100%. There we go. That's a little better. I have like outdoor lights strung all around the perimeter, like where the wall meets the ceiling of my sunroom, because there's like no really good spots in here to put a lamp, and the only other like good outlet is all the way across the room, like in the corner of the living room. And it's at night it's pretty dark and dim and gloomy over here, but this helps liven it up a bit, just a smidge. And I made sure to go with like good high quality ones instead of like the shitty fucking LED string lights you see people put up in like their college dorm room. Like at least these I don't really want to say they have class, but they're clearly a little more, got something going on than that. Don't want to give this like a fucking basement, like college student bar vibe, Well, me with all my fucking beer bottles on my desk and half-drunk old-fashioned. I guess it's not really half-drunk. It's just the bottom where like the residue was, but now the ice is all melted, so there's a little bit pooled there. Anyway, you're not here to hear me fucking ramble on about home decor. Ava, you freaked the fuck out last time. What was that? Hideyoshi, he's got those, he's got those magic hands the ladies like. Women and their hysterics, am I right? Hideyoshi wiped his own forehead. For a time, Ava had seemed to have a very painful nightmare, but it appeared that she had finally fallen asleep. As promised, he was still gripping Ava's hand. He thought it would probably be alright to let go now, but he faithfully continued to hold her hand. Every once in a while, his hand would get tired, and he would switch between his right and his left. But even so, as promised, never let go of her hand. What a nice guy. At the time, there was a very heavy knock. Ava had finally managed to fall asleep, so Hideyoshi grimaced for just an instant.
Aniki! Hideyoshi-san! Sumane! Rosa wa soko ni iru ka?
It was Rudolph's voice. What could it be? Hideyoshi headed for the door, hiding his footsteps so that he wouldn't wake Ava. It was definitely Rudolph's voice, but just in case, he opened the door without removing the chain.
Naya, Rosa-san ga donai ka shitan ka?
Rosa to Maria-chan no sugata ga mienai nda. Issho ni iru ka to omotte.
Wishful thinking, bud.
廊下で叱っとったの聞こえたで。その後静かになったからロビーに戻ったと思っとったんだが。ちゃうのか?
Ah, baka.
Out in the rain. Rudolph clicked his tongue. Probably looked everywhere else before coming here. Other people could be seen in the corridor. It's been some time since Rosa went out into the corridor, and she still had not returned. they've begun to worry. Near the front door, Natsuki pointed at the removed chain.
チェーンは開いてますし、やっぱりバラを見に表へ行ったのでしょう。
鍵を開けっぱなして出ていくなど、不用心が過ぎるな。
Oh yeah, fucking... From their perspective, it's like, yo, what the fuck?
困ったやつだ。
それより、
There could be a killer in
今
the
はローザ
house
さん
right
とマリア
now.
ちゃんの身が心配よ。
Fucking Ghostface is lurking behind the stairs.
だな。おいガキども、マリアちゃんのバラってのはどこにあったんだ？
確かあれはバラ庭園の真ん中の花壇だったと思います。
あの二人がそこにいるなら行けばすぐにわかるはずです。
One thing I do like about the Scream movies is how easy it is to just like fucking beat the shit out of Ghostface. Like, it doesn't matter who's wearing the mask, they're always just fucking eating shit constantly. Because it's just a person. You know, unlike, you know, Friday the 13th is, you know, fucking, Voorhees, there we go. No, wait, yeah, that's Friday the 13th. Halloween is, fucking what's his nuts? You know. Yeah, I'm completely blanking, but, you know, they're fucking monsters. Even if one's just like, you know, a super strong, crazy guy. The lore on the Halloween movies is all over the place because, you know, fucking 80s schlock as it went on. But at least in the latest release, he's just some really strong guy who's now, like, living in the sewer. Because he's out of jail. Yeah. Anyway, story at hand.
親父、すぐに連れ戻した方がいいだろうぜ。
当たり前だ。二人とも連れ戻してお尻ペンペンしてやるぜ。俺がひとっ走り行ってくる。俺が出たらすぐに鍵をしろよ。
親父、
Fucking
俺も
hero.
付き合うぜ。
バカ抜かせ。ガキはママとお留守番って相場が決まってら。
Someone's gotta watch the ladies.
どうしたの？何かあったの？
すまんな、起こしてしまったか。ローザさんがマリアちゃんを連れて表へ出たらしい。なんとも不用心なこっちゃ。
ローザとマリアちゃんが表へ？バラ庭園へ？
そうや。ああ、聞こえとったか。マリアちゃんはバラが見たいと騒いどったからな。
Or were you like, is your nightmare the, your view of what Ava Beatrice is doing? Is Beatrice Ava?
ダメよ！バラ庭園に行っちゃダメ！ローザを呼び止めて！
呼び止めるもなんも、
Yeah, they're already gone.
もうずいぶん前に出て行っとるようや。まったく不用心な話やで。
違うの。バラ庭園はダメ。あそこには魔女がいる。そして生贄を待ってる。ローザ行っちゃダメ。
Ava curled herself up again, pulling her head. Her complexion looked very bad.
どうしたんや。熱にうなされて何か悪い夢でも見たんか。
夢よね。バラ庭園で魔女がローザたちを。
Yeah, that would definitely be a nightmare.
そうよね。夢よね。
Cause you to groan and scream in your sleep
落
already.
ち着くんや。この部屋にはわしもおる。チェーンもかかっとる。窓かて鎧戸が下
The
ろし
only
てある
time
し。
I've ever woken up
銃まである。
screaming was in basic training when they woke me up for my turn to for like night watch to like watch over the dorm. Well, it wasn't a dormitory, and it's not really barracks. What do we call them? I don't know, the bays. I mean, no, we called them a dormitory, and the dormitories were split up into bays. Whatever. It was my turn to watch it, and it was like fucking 3 a.m. and I didn't want to wake up because it's 3 a.m. So they started nudging my shoulder, and I guess I just started yelling, just straight up screaming, and I woke up to myself screaming, and that was that. And so then I woke up and I stopped screaming because now I was awake. I'm like, can I help you? And they thought that was hilarious.
この部屋は
I
さなが
probably
ら
told that
要塞や
story
で。
like 10 times. Get used to it.
なんも恐れることなんかあらへん。
Hideyoshi beat his chest, trying to calm her, but Ava's insecure expression didn't change. Under the covers, Ava kept praying that the grotesque nightmare she had just had was only a dream. Well, did you see it through all the way to the end when, like, Beatrice showed up?
ルドルフがバラ庭園中央にてローザ、マリ
Alright,
アの
cool.
遺体を
We're just getting
確認
cliff notes. Not... No, human side. Hello? There we go. Weird. I had to click on the witch's side in order to get to the human side. Rosa died in the rose garden with her medulla oblongata having been pierced by the spear-shaped parts of the fence. Maria's death hadn't been murder. It might have been possible to suspect an accident. It was this very woman who had been the sacrifice for the birth of the new witch. And Maria. Corpse discovered in the rose garden. The cause of death is strangulation, probably barehanded. Thinking about the situation, it seems very reasonable that she was killed after Rosa. And then her blood became the red ink for the witch's oath. Brutal. If you want to... Fun fact, if you want to... I guess, not very fun? Fun fact, if you want to, strangle someone, the fastest way is to, pinch the sides, don't crush the windpipe. Because they'll, pass out after, only a minute with, the blood cut off if you squeeze the artery in the vein on the neck. And then you can just keep squeezing. And then you can, push onto the windpipe. I don't know. Don't kill people. And don't strangle people. But if you're, say, you're having a romantic encounter, and, they're into that kind of thing, the one you want to go for is the, a blood choke on the side, instead of, crushing the windpipe. Because if you squeeze the windpipe, you can damage it, and, say they pass out, you want a little, ooh, got a little too into it, there's a chance it could be, swollen shut if, you really clamp down on the middle. But if you're just doing, the blood on the side, as soon as you let go, the blood's going to start flowing, and it'll be up again. After you smack them around a little bit.
その後ゲストハウスに戻って応援を呼び両名をゲストハウスに運び込みました。南條の検視を信頼できるならばローザの死因は延髄部への柵の先端部分による一
Now,
つ
take your word on that one.
マリアについては素手による考察と考えられます。ただし悪魔の証明により誤審率は否定できません。
わらわが赤にと語る。ローザとマリアは死亡した。
Yes, yes.
死因は男女の見立て通り。雲にも食われておらんし、ケーキの山に潰されたわけでもない。
Simply fucking had a spike going to the back of her head.
安心せよ。
あれだけ死をもてあそび死体が綺麗だからいいだろうってのバカよ。俺は絶対に許さねえぞ。ローザおばさんに対する無残な仕打ちの数々絶対に忘れねえし許さねえからな。
だからあれはわらわではないというに。
Yeah, but you were yucking it up the whole
奴の
time.
仕打ちに比べたらはるかに安らかな死を与えたはず。
Yeah, look, Battler. See how good I am compared to the other Beatrice?
うるさい黙れ。お前とは口を聞かない。18人しか島にいないと言い切られすでに8人が死んでいる以上容疑者は10人に絞られる。その中の誰かが殺したってんだろう。あるいは事故死かもな。
Yeah.
マリアが発作的に泣きわめきそれを泣き止まそうとしたローザおばさんは力の加減を誤ってつい殺してしまったとか。
And then she stumbled backwards and tripped and fucking...
それで動転して滑って転んで柵に倒れて運悪く死んでしまった。
But then you have to accept the fact that Rosa accidentally killed her own daughter.
どうだよ。これで魔女も魔法も出番なしだ。
ああ、そういうわけではないぞ。実はだな、ローザとマリアは。
Oh, hush.
うるさい。お前とは口を聞かないと言っている。目障りだから消えろ、化け物。
Battler said that without rage, but with a horribly cold voice. Ito had also felt something out of place since the beginning. In a fight, both of them could go at each other without restraint. However, wouldn't even step into the ring. She could feel that coldness. Ito wasn't pleased about that. She thought about flaring up, but she held back. Maybe even though she was innocent and childish, she had enough sense to realize that she shouldn't fight.
そうなら姿を消すか。どのように続きを引き継ぐ。
かしこまりました。よろしいですか、バトラさん。
For the time
問題
being.
のない申し出です。バトラ君がベアとの顔を見たくないというならそれもありかと。
好きにしろよ。その化け物の顔を見なくて済むなら何だって構わないぞ。
なあ、ちょっと待てよ。さっきから化け物と。わらわはひどい言われようではないか。
If you're not a monster, then what are you?
なぜにわらわはそこまでバトラに毛嫌いされねばならぬというのか。あれらは全てわらわではなく、わらわの弟子の仕業であろうが。
別に俺はさっきのことだけで腹を立ててるわけじゃねえぞ。一番最初からだ。
なあ、バトラ、誤解するなよ。
We were having so much fun before.
わらわとそなたはゲームを通
Why you
して
taking the
対峙し合
game
う
so
プレイヤー同
serious,
士な
bud?
だけではないか。互いに相手を苦しめるためにそしてを探るが。
Yeah, but it's all just a game, you know?
勘違いするな。俺はお前が魔女を認める認めないの
Just
お
hates
か
you
し
as a
なゲー
person.
ム
You
のライバル
suck.
だから嫌ってるんじゃない。お前の無意味に残酷なところが
Yeah.
どうしても許せないだけなんだ。
そりゃあ連続殺人を通してのゲームだからな。多少は残酷になるのはやむを得ないだろ
さっきのことだけじゃない。前回だって
Yeah, just in general.
前々回だって
Just you love other people's misery.
みんなの腹を裂いてお菓子を詰め込んだり顔面を耕したり、それに何の意味があったってんだ。
う。それは
Yeah, you couldn't just be going around with like a bolt gun that you use to like take out cattle and pigs and just be like, doot done, doot done.
密室殺人だのトリックだのアリバイだの、そこまでは100歩譲ってやる。お前は魔法
Yeah,
殺
whatever.
人だ
That's
と
just the
主張したいんだから。そういう手の込んだ事件を起こさざるを得ないことを100歩譲って理解してやってもいい。し
But
か
the
し
method.
あれらのグロテスクな殺人に一体どれほどの意味があるというのか。
それはその
It's like set dressing, you know? You gotta make it suspenseful and interesting somehow.
そうさ、何の意味もない。お前はただ悪ふざけで死者を切り刻んで面白がっているだけだ。それは魔女だからとか魔法じゃなきゃできないからとか、そういうのじゃない。ただお前が面白半分に残酷の限りを尽くしているだけなんだ。それはお前が魔女だからとかそういうことじゃない。ただただ人として許せないものがあるからだ。
なんだよその人としてってや
例えば今回のゲームの第1の番の6人、まあじい様の黒焦げはともかく他の5人の死体は不要に死者を恥ずかしめない
Yeah,
普通の殺し方だった。
they just got all like stabbed in the chest.
凶器が槍だか銃だかははっきりしないが、とにかく殺しの中じゃまだ許容できるマシなも
It
の
was
だ
all
った。
pretty one and done, except for, you know, the big magic battle beforehand, you know, where fucking canon like went pretty fucking hard, but from their perspective that may as well have never happened.
前回前々回の第1の番での非常識さ残酷さに比べれば
Because yada yada
はるか
magic
にマ
doesn't
シだった。
exist, and you can't prove that it actually went down that way. Whatever.
そして今回の6つの密室をつなげた連鎖密室、まあまあ面白かったぜ。
Yeah, that's just a brain teaser.
あれをお前とやりとりしてるときは今だから白状するが少しだけ楽しいと思った。
I mean, a little macabre, but
自分の存在を認めさせようと必死になるお前とそれを否定しようと必死になる俺、 どっちも必死で全力だ。おかしな話だが、俺はお前との間にささやかなスポーツマンシップさえ感じたものさ。俺とお前は相入れない存在だが、全く理解できない存在でもないかもしれないとわずかに思えた。
But then you showed the really ugly side of yourself.
だがその気持ちはついさっきみじんも残らずに吹き飛んだ。
だからそなたは誤解しておる。あれはわらわではなく。
違う。
But you were reveling in it.
俺はそういう話をしてるんじゃない。お前はローザおばさんがひどい殺し方を何度も繰り返されるのを見て
Fucking, you thought it was a knee
面
slapper.
白い見せ物だと嘲笑った。それを見て俺は深く失望した。
Even worse than being bad.
お前が
Just
今回
disappointed.
少しはマシな殺し方を選んだのは何かのちょっとした気まぐれなんであって、本来の残酷な勝負には何の変わりもないんだと分かって、それどころかお前は残酷な死を純粋に楽しんでさえいる。
Grinning ear to
俺
ear.
に意地悪をするためだけに残酷を尽くしてるんじゃない。お前は本当に純粋に残酷を楽しんでいる。楽しめる性分なんだ。お前はローザおばさんが何度もむごたらしく殺されているのを嫌味で言ったんじゃない。心底から楽しくて、それを俺にも共感してほしくて楽しいだろうと言ったんだ。
Yeah, you weren't just trying to like poke at him like, "Ooh, you mad now? Ooh, doesn't this make you mad?" You're like, "No, come on. It's joke."
その瞬間俺は失望し、お前が魔女だとかそうでないとか、俺はお前のその残酷さが許せない。そして理解できない。許すこともできない。だが魔女を認めるか否定するかというゲームは続ける。
Yeah, he'll play. It doesn't mean he has to like interact with you besides the move.
自ら降りて敗北を認めたりはしないさ。だがそのゲームにお前の無意味な残酷さは何の必要もない。だから俺はお前を対戦相手として認めないことにする。ロノベの方が100倍増しだ。
I mean, at least he's like, you know, a little personable.
お前のような残
And
酷
he
心
bakes
はない。
cookies.
あったとしても俺の前でそれをひけらかす悪趣味はない。そうさ。
Yeah, at least he tries to like
Wow,
obscure
actually.
it by, you know, doing his little "Oh, I'm so charming, Battler."
残酷で心がなく、だから理解することができない。相手として不快だ。だから俺はお前の顔を二度と見たくない。
After Battler had finished his rant, Beato was shocked into silence for a long time. Maybe she couldn't understand what she was being told. Or maybe this was a sign that she was doing all she could in an effort to understand. For a while, she kept switching between angry expressions, frustrated expressions, bold expressions, so she didn't even know herself what attitude she should take. In the end, she made her face into a candid expression, as though she had come to her senses, and shrugged her shoulders as though she was tired.
なら好きにすればよい。わらわは以後ロノウェを通してゲームを続けることにする。
Cool. Proxy.
わらわ
Let's
が
go.
姿を見せないのであれば文句ないであろう。
とりあえずはな。
Yeah, go stand in the other room with like, you guys can have like 2 cans with a string between them.
だ
And you can
が
talk into that to give him his orders.
お前の重ねてきた残酷な行為の数々を俺は絶対に許さない。だから絶対にお前を認めない。そのためにもお前に売られた喧嘩を俺から降りない。
It is the moral thing to do now to, you know, defeat you in this battle.
そして絶対に負けない。それだけだ。
ベアト、これ以上言い訳を重ねても彼の心象は変わりませんよ。後で話があります。それまで下がっていなさい。
Yeah, you can get your fucking girl talk elder advice later.
うん、わかった。それでは呼ばれるまで姿を消している。
Looking lonely, Beato turned her back to them and hid herself. Battler watched, slightly displeased expression on his face. Thought his argument had been valid, but for some reason, his mood didn't clear up.
あいつはバカだろ。
そうですね。バカで素直です。
Gonna make it 3 for 3 run of A?
ローザおばさんが残酷に殺されるところを俺と見て、満面の笑みで振り返りやがった。あの残酷症を。本気で俺と笑い合えると信じてやがったんだ。俺とその感情を共有できると、本気で信じてやがった。あの無邪気な笑顔を見て、俺は最低な気持ちになったぜ。むしろこれまでのように、意地悪な面で言われた方がずっとマシだった。畜生。
お嬢様は友達というも
Yeah, I
の
can tell.
を持った試しのない
Gee, I
方
wonder
です。
why not.
それどころか、あれほど強く物を言われたことさえなかったでしょう。私もマダムも共に付き人。
Yeah, you know,
何
there's
を
a
申し上
hierarchy
げて
there.
もお耳には届きません。お嬢様にはこれも。
ふざけるな。俺はあいつの友達になった覚えはないぞ。
そうでございますね。
A peer, then.
失礼いたしました。
一つだけあなたに感謝を。
For putting her in her place.
あの子のゲームを降りないでくれてありがとう。
She spoke words of gratitude, but for some reason, Battler made a displeased face. Then, as though finding revulsion in his own bad mood, he chuckled.
魔女やら悪魔やらに礼を言われるようになっちゃ、俺もおしまいだな。ゲームを再開しようぜ。もちろん。手心を加えるつもりはないからな。
望むところです。
This might be even worse. You know, Ronove is probably smarter than fucking Beatrice.
お嬢様と違い、私は熱くはなりませんよ。
Can't throw this guy off balance.
俺の手はすでに刺したぜ。ローザおばさんが犯人で、事故死と仮定すれば、魔女は否定できる。ローザおばさんを疑いたくはないが、ベアトをぶっ潰すために。
Yep.
今はあえてそうだと仮定する。
Lesser of two evils.
赤で否定を行います。ローザとマリアの二人は他殺です。
よし、そこから始めようじゃねえか。くそ、盛り上がらねえぜ。
Yeah, it's a bit of a dour atmosphere, you know. Hard to really get into it with that vibe in the air. Since Rosa and Maria had been killed, it became clear that the murderer was still hiding somewhere, trying to add even more murders to this chain. As he shed tears, Rudolph scolded Rosa's body over and over for being reckless. But Rosa would never respond to that again. They decided to place the two bodies in one of the guest rooms and seal it until the police arrived. The second murderer, no, the murderer of the second Twilight had delivered a heavy blow to everyone. Because it had blown away the optimism that some of them had held. The thought that, actually, the crime didn't occur and it was all a game or a farce by Kinzo and the servants. Trying to distract themselves from the sadness of losing the people they loved, George and Jessica had spent the whole time since morning talking about every possibility. And they had distracted their hearts by supposing that these murders might have actually have all been an act, and that Shannon and Cannon were only pretending to be dead. When the murders occurred again, it destroyed that thought, and they were once again confronted with the fact that their loved ones had most definitely been killed. The tears they had thought had died away began to drip down once more, and Battler couldn't think of anything to say to them. What the fuck was that? Huh. The big fucking heater on my floor made a big ticking noise. Well, if I explode and never finish this recording because my house is in a million pieces, well, you guys would never find out because I doubt the crime scene investigators would go through my hard drive and upload it for me. Oh god, I hope they don't go through my hard drive. Oh fuck, oh shit. I need to set like a biometric sensor on myself that way in case my heart ever stops beating. It just fucking fries my drives. Ooh. After that, to be extra cautious, all the adults checked that all of the rooms were safe and that everything was locked. They made certain that all the shutters on the windows were down and locked, and they checked that no one suspicious was hiding anywhere. On top of that, they checked their weapons once again. They made sure that each other's hearts were prepared, so that they wouldn't hesitate to fire off a preemptive shot if they saw the shadow of a mysterious person. Furthermore, the gun Rosa had been holding had been left near the place she had been found. Someone had gone out of their way to leave it there, so everyone suspected that it was some kind of trap. But when Hideyoshi made ingenious use of a fire iron to set off a test shot, it discharged without a problem. When all 5 shots that had been loaded discharged without any problems as a result, it was reloaded with bullets and handed over to the only adult male who wasn't armed, Hideyoshi. However, the fact that it had been able to fire off 5 shots gave rise to a certain paranoia. Yeah, whoever it was, they got to Rosa before she could even, get off a single shot. This short-barreled rifle could load a maximum of 5 shots. In other words, Rosa hadn't fired even once. And yet, the 2 people had probably been killed by someone with their bare hands. This meant there was a possibility that the crime had been committed by someone whose face they knew.
最初の殺人が起きた時、私は内心これが全て芝居である可能性を考えたの。南條先生には悪いけど、実は南條先生もグルで使用人たちが死んだということにして、何かお父様が凝りに凝った大芝居を打った可能性もあると思う。
Reasonable. I don't think not Hideyoshi. Nanjo's gonna hold that against you.
だって彼らの密室状況は彼らの自作自演を想定しない限り生み出せないのだもん。
僕たちもそれを疑いました。いえ、今もそうであってほしいと信じてます。
Well, what you want doesn't really factor into this at this point.
申し訳ないが、それはありません。私も老いぼれです。誤信もあるかもしれない。しかし、生き死にを間違えるようなことは絶対にない。
分かってるよ。わざわざそれを口に出すなよ、南條先生。
すみません。
They couldn't know about it, but Byato had already proclaimed the deaths of the 6. No, this time the deaths of all the victims so far in red. And a faint dream that it was all a farce and that the victims were actually alive was, sadly, impossible.
となりゃこの島に屋敷に精通した何者かが潜んでいて、練りに練った犯行を実行したと考える方が自然だろうよ。つまりこの島には台風が来て外界と途絶された時点で18人以上の人間がいたんだ。
You see the thing about that. And of course, they had no way of knowing this either. That claim of Rudolph's had also been denied in red. There was no more than 18 humans on this island.
こう考えると少しは辻褄が合うのかしら。つまり隠れ潜んでいる何者かは本来は今島にいるはずのない人物にもかかわらず、ローザさんが油断するような顔見知りの人物である可能性よ。
That's a tricky one, though.
それは例えばこの2日間のシフトに当たっていない使用人などですか。
それを言われると弱いな。我々は勤務を終えた彼らが離島するのを切符切りのように確認しているわけだ。
Well, they have to, get on a boat. It's like no one see the boat leave?
数日前のシフトの
Like no one sees them off?
離島したふりをして島内に留まっていたかもしれないと仮定した。否定するのは難しいね。
ローザさんもアホちゃうと思うで。いるはずのない使用人がひょっくり姿を現したら、普通は警戒バリバリや。
顔見知りの犯行と決めつけるのもどうかと思うわ。暗がりから突然ローザが襲われて銃を奪われそうになった。そしたらローザが転んで柵に頭を打ち動かなくなった。ゲストハウスが近かったので銃声を嫌い素手でマリアちゃんを殺した。
そういう可能性もある。 そうだとしてもだ。現場にわざわざローザの銃を残していくだろうか。
I mean, maybe it's a challenge of you, like these won't stop. You can have as many as you
犯
want.
人が何を武装しているか知らねえが、こちらの銃は不安要素のはずだ。その一丁を間引けるチャンスだったはずだぜ。なぜわざわざ現場に残したんだ。
私は初めその銃を罠だと思ったの。チェス盤思考だとそうなる。わざわざ残した以上、私たちの誰かに手に取らせたい。
Fucking booby trap it somehow.
そして引き金を引かせたいに違いない。てっきり暴発して大怪我を負わせるような危険な仕掛けがされてるに違いないと
Yeah,
思
they
って
put one of
た
the spicy bullets in there.
でも現に大丈夫や。おそらく犯人も焦っとったんとちゃうか。今頃銃を奪うチャンスを逃したことを後悔しとるに決まっとるで。
なんだか不愉快だな。銃なんか怖くもないっていう
Yeah.
魔女のメッセージみたいでムカつくぜ。
しかしいずれにせ
Yeah,
よ
we learned that in
恐ろ
round
しい相
one.
手ですね。ローザさんが銃を持っていることははためにも分かったはずにもかかわらず襲いかかるとは。銃を恐れないという点を私たちは軽視するべきではありません。
夏日の言う通りだ。これまで以上に用心すべきだろう。
So it's safe to assume the opponent is an American.
念のためなんだけど、ローザさんたちが外に出たと思われる頃、みんなはどこにいたのかしら。
Yeah, haha. Just in theory. Let's get a head count.
私と夏日、そしてルドルフとキリエさんはここで一緒だった。私がアリバイを
I
保証
just
する。
noticed there's another one of those dome lights on the right side of the chandelier, as well as on the left. I know I brought it up last time how like the one on the left it just seems weird and out of place. It makes more sense if there's one on the other side as well to make it like symmetrical, but even still, it seems superfluous to have like extra like dome lights there when there's like what do you even call that? The lamp on the wall over there behind the bar. Whatever. We don't need to talk about this. This doesn't matter.
わしとエヴァも一緒だったで。わしが保証するわ。
俺とジョージの兄貴ジェシカも一緒だったぜ。ローザおばさんに2階へ戻ってろと怒鳴られ、すごすごといとこ部屋へ引き返したぞ。
あの時マリアを生かせなければ。
それを言っても
No, don't play the
も
what
う
if
どうしよう
game.
もないよ。
南條先生、
私は2階の部屋で本を読んでおりました。一人でおりましたので誰にもアリバイは証明できませんが、
It's not like Nanjo's the stealthiest guy
子
in the
供た
world.
ちと一緒に2階へ戻ったのは皆さんも見ているはずです。
これを言い出したらキリがないが、窓から飛び降りてローザを襲って雨どいでもよじ登ってまた戻って
Oh yeah, Nanjo's just a really fucking fat raccoon that can just scamper up the rain gutter.
めっそうもない。
Or there's a rope ladder hidden somewhere you use to get
あ
down.
の楼体に2階から飛び降りたりよじ登ったりなどというゲートできるわけもありません。
やめましょう。互いを疑うのは。それよりも互いを信頼し合って
It's good to go
子供
through,
たち
you
のため
know,
に
try
も
to
ここの安全
poke
を死
everyone's
守することの
alibis,
方が
but
先
you know,
決です。
don't go too far into the blame game.
そうだ、夏日さんの言う通りだ。今は内部を疑い合うのをやめよう。
そうね。犯人探しなんて私たちには無用かもしれないわ。ただ明日まで生き残り警察に通報してその指示に従うだけ。犯人が誰かなんて警察が必ず暴き出してくれるのだから。
どうしたんやエヴァ。まだ体調は悪いんとちゃうか。
母さんどうしたの？
You know, she just had an out-of-body experience where she killed her sister and her niece.
大丈夫？
ごめんなさい。まだ熱が高いみたいなの。大丈夫だから放っておいて。
You want some, like, ice to chew on? When they looked, they saw Ava staring at the floor, her breathing harsh again. She had been able to act firm for a time, due to the urgency of the situation, But it seems her body wasn't at its best after all.
ええ。
Oh god, you're here too.
あの二人は私が殺した。これで黄金のことを知っているのは私た
Oh
ち
no,
だ
you're
け。
just in her head. This isn't the DM dimension because that has like the kind of like the frilly flowers and butterflies on it.
他の兄弟たちにはかけら一つだ
I
って
was gonna
譲
say
り
like
はしないの。
embroidered, but that's not quite right either. I guess maybe embossed?
なんてことを。あれだけの莫大な黄金なのよ。ローザたちに分け前をあげたって
There's plenty to give around.
全く問題はなかったでしょうに。
あるわよ。あれは後宮家の当主だけが引き継げる黄金なの。
Yeah, and the head can do with it what they
だ
want.
からこそそれは全て丸ごと当主の栄誉そのものなの。それにわずかほどでも傷をつけることはこの私、新しき黄金の魔女メアトリーチェが絶対に許さないわ。
あなたは魔女の碑文通りに殺人を続けるつもりなの？
Yep.
まさかあと5人も人殺しを続けるつもりなの？
ええ、その面倒な儀式を
Oh,
終え
very
ない
matter
と
of fact.
私の魔女としての力は完全なものにならないらしいの。ねえ私、この魔女の力は本当にすごいわ。私たちが妄想してきた全てが本当に実現できる。夢が夢でなくなる力なの。この力を知ってしまったらもう魔女はやめられない。
Uh-huh, you're hooked.
儀式を完全に終えて私の力が完全なものになればきっとそれをあなたにも教えてあげられるわ。
Such a gross laugh.
バカなことはやめて。
Is that just like standard among
魔
witches?
女ごっこはもう十分でしょ。私たちは黄金を見つけたわ。そして次期当主の座だって約束されてるわ。ほんの少しの綱渡りは必要だろうけど、もうそれは絶対に叶う夢なのに、これ以上あなたは何を望むというの？
私は魔女になりたかったわ。
私そんな夢なんか知らないわよ。
Thrown away in the garbage.
そうよ、その夢を持ち続けてるから私はこの年のままで生きながらえているの。あなたはその夢を大人になることで捨てたわ。いくら待てども時計を持ったウサギなど訪れないし、
Mm-hmm.
ハンプティ・ダンプティにも会えはしない。
Who wants to meet Humpty Dumpty?
もちろんトランプの
Fun
国
fact
に
about
招か
Humpty
れたのも
Dumpty.
絶対に
Nowhere
な
in
い。
the story at all does it say the man was an egg.
あなたはそう諦めて
Adds
し
a
まっ
little
たから
more
大
of a
人に
gruesome
なった
element
の
to
よ。
it.
だからもう魔女になりたいなんて思わない。それが本当の自分の夢であったことも忘れてしまったの。
とにかくやめて。私はもう2つの夢を手に入
Yeah,
れてい
good
る。
enough.
黄金と当主の座、それでもう十分なの。だからお願い、あんたの夢なんて知ったことじゃない。
No one to leave the table.
おとなしくしてて。
いやよ、魔法面白いもの。それにあなたの2つの夢は私の魔法のおかげで叶ったのよ。
Did they really?
なのに私の夢は叶えてはいけないなんて不公平よ。
あなたの魔法には感謝してるし、あなたこそが本当の魔女だと私は認めてるわ。だからもうおとなしく私の胸の中に
Ava,
帰
I
っ
think it
て。
needs some, God, what is it? What do they give bipolar people? Lithium bicarbonate? I think that's it.
そして
Balance your
二度と
chemicals,
現れ
girl.
ないで。
いやー、私たちお互いに勘違いしてるわね。そうよ、私はもうあんたじゃないの。あんたは後宮エヴァ、私は黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェだから、あんたの胸の中に帰る義理はないの。さながらあなたという殻を脱皮して蝶に
Fucking
なった
milk's
よう
been
な気
spilt
分
for
かし
so long it's
ら。
evaporated and turned to like fucking air particles. No, nope, definitely not putting it back in the carton.
熱で意識が朦朧とする。
Yeah, you're having a conversation with yourself. Ain't that wild?
私の魔力が未熟な分をあなたの正気で補ってるの。私が儀式を終えて完全な魔女になるまであなたに負担をかけるかもね。それくらいは2つの夢を叶えてあげた対価ってことにしてもらうわよ。 大丈夫、安心して。残る5人の生贄についてはあんたの家族は外してあげるわ。
Thanks.
そうね、ルドルフ、キリエ、クラウス、ナツヒ。
Well, one of the, Nanjo?
あとは老いぼれの南條なんかどう？
Yeah, don't want to have to hurt the kids.
ちょうどいいわ。この5人を殺すわね。
They ain't done nothing.
あなただけに明かす殺害予告ってところかしら。
Spoiler. Well, I guess George, the thing he did is have a bad haircut, and he deserves to die for it. Ava finally crouched down. Hideyoshi rushed up to her and leant her his shoulder.
大丈夫か？無理せんと休もう。
大丈夫かね、南條先生。エヴァを。
When Nanjo and George tried to approach, Ava made a gesture to stop them.
ありがとう。大丈夫よ、南條先生。薬なら飲んでるの。こんな非常事態で申し訳ないけど、もう少しだけ休ませてもらうわ。
母さん、僕も肩を貸すよ。
ありがとう。お父さんが見ててくれるから平気よ。あなたは2階のいとこ
Yeah,
部屋
she
に
just
戻って
needs
決して出てこない
give
よ
her
う
a couple
に。
minutes with those magic hands, and she'll be feeling right as rain.
いいわね。何があってもゲストハウスを
No,
出ちゃ
she'll
ダ
be
メよ。
glowing even.
外にはあの魔女が。
もう喋るなや。みんなすまんな。わしはエヴァを部屋で看病しとる。なんかあったら呼んでや。
Hideyoshi and Ava retreated from the lobby. Of course, Ava wasn't the only one who wasn't feeling well. He hadn't gotten a wink of sleep since the previous night, and had been pressed by tension since the morning. They were mustering their energy to protect their families. But if they relaxed even a little, surely one of them would be down and out. Yeah, once you hit like that 30-hour mark, it gets
ここまでは
rough.
順調であるが、
Like when you're up
こ
and
こか
going.
らが難しいぞ。
難しいとは？
Oh god, my wrist just popped real hard. Ah! My fucking tendons are made out of like dry rotted rubber bands. You might have even heard that one pick up on mic because I was resting my elbow on the table and I rotated my wrist and it just went snap. And I could hear it fucking shake my mic stand. Oh god, fuck. Doesn't hurt now, but it was just one of those ones where it goes and it's like, oh! And not in a good way.
儀式が進行するにつれ犠牲者が増えると、彼らは守りを固めるようになり、多くの場合、一ところに固まって動かなくなるのだ。
Yep, makes it pretty tricky.
それは我らにとって非常に都合が悪い。
They just get the shit bucket in the corner and be like, well, we'll look the other way when you gotta go.
それは私たち魔女が群れた人間に劣るということですか？
魔女が人間に劣ることはない。ただ、時代が変わり、人間が毒を持つようになったというべきか。
They're not afraid of the mystics anymore.
大昔の魔法が信じられていた時代は問題
They
な
know
かった。
too much, they can unravel it.
現代人はあの小憎たらしいバトラがそうであるように、基本的に魔法を否定する。
They use these things called facts and logic.
つまり存在自体
For whatever reason, they
が
keep
反
calling me a
魔法
lib.
的なのだ。その結果、彼らはいつの間にか体内に魔法を否定する毒素を有するようになった。
つまり人間の数が多ければ多いほど、その反魔法の毒素が強くなって私たち魔女には不利だとおっしゃられるのですか？
Mm-hmm.
彼らの魔法を否定する心の力、すなわち対魔法抵抗力の合計値がそのまま魔法力の分母となるわけだ。わかるか？そなたにはちょっと難しいか？
ご冗談を。実に簡単にわかります。つまり魔法を信じない人間が多ければ多いほど、
The less effect magic
そ
has.
してその意志が強ければ強いほど、魔法は効果を劇的に助産されるとおっしゃっておられるのですね。なるほど。 そのような計算式ならば攻め方を考え直さなけれ
Either
ば
that
な
or
り
you
ま
just
せ
need
ん
to do one really big magic. Fundamentally, magic possesses a vast power. It can even make a rain of fire fall from the heavens, divide a sea, and reviving a lost life isn't impossible either. However, that power is extremely weak against the toxin that rejects it. And the toxin has been piling up in humans since the time they forgot their respect for all things sacred. Till finally, this earth was covered with enough toxin that the miracles of magic could not be displayed. I don't know, man. This is all sounding like some real fucking, like, culty, evangelical fucking thing. You know, this is like, ooh. Thus, witches from across the world were chased from their dwellings. They were forced to choose whether to throw away their magic and live as humans, or live in hiding in remote areas where the toxins of humans didn't reach. Like, ever since Bill Clinton was elected as president, God's love has left America. That kind of thing. In that sense, Rokkenjima, with its population of only 10 to 20 humans, is extremely favorable for witches. Even more favorable was the existence of the ghost story about the witch who lived in the Rokkenjima forest. Essentially, the fear that a witch might exist permeates the island to a certain extent, weakening the anti-magic toxin from the humans. Small population and a marginal possibility to accept a magical being. In other words, minds that were only weakly anti-magical. Only in the valley where those two converge could a witch live in modern times.
なるほど。つまりその計算式によるならば、魔女が効率よく力を振るうにはいくつかのルールがあることになります、ね。
It's like how you're more jumpy to like spooky things in the woods when you're by yourself. But you know, if you're walking in like a group of 10, you know, a rabbit stepping on a twig like 30 meters away doesn't make you go, ooh, and all of a sudden you're just like looking all around like at the ready.
一つは演出。
Maybe that's just me when I'm out hiking.
人間の仕業とは思えない殺人を演出し、オカルト的な装飾を施して彼らに魔女の存在を強くアピールし浸透させることによって、その結果反魔法力が減少して魔法力の分母の減少も図られる。なるほど。第一の番の不気味な魔法陣の演出などはこれに当たるわけですか。
そうよ、その通り。
Yeah, Beatrice wasn't doing it just because she thought it was funny.
毎回の第一の番のどぎつい演出は全てそのためのものなの。別に決して
What a convenient explanation you just provided out of the blue that we're just gonna run with.
だとしたら先代様、今回のは失敗ですね。殺し方が非常に地味でした。ただのミステリーにしか見えません。ロノウェイに聞いていますが、前回や前々回のように遺体をもっと派手に損壊してファンタジーに見せかけ、彼らに恐怖心を植え付けるべきでしたね。
まあそのだな。毎回それでは芸がないと思ってな。深く考える
No,
とない。
it starts to lose its charm if you do it all the time. Actually, it really had been her whim. After being told all that by Battler, she couldn't say it out loud anymore, but she had decided her method of killing based only on a whim. No, would it be better to say that she had half-heartedly let Ronove decide? Because she had left the locked room of this game's first twilight to him. But if Bito had gotten a cruel idea, then she surely would have explored the limits of atrocity even worse than the last game.
ローザとマリアの殺し方についても先代様は自重するようにおっしゃられましたが、それも私たち魔女に利する行為ではありませんね。実際彼らは現時点では魔女が実在するなんてこれっぽっちも信じてません。
Well, you don't want them to acclimate to the weirdness, so that way when we hit them with the real good one, you know, it'll really fucking knock them on their asses.
ファンタジーでなく完全にミステリーだと確信しています。私たち魔女にとって失敗した展開です。 先代様が
No.
どういうわ
We
けか
still
ぬ
got
るいや
time.
り方を繰り返したせいです。
ああ、そのだな。若いうちの苦労は買ってでもしろと言うではないか。先代からそなたへのこれは試練である。慎んで挑むがよいぞ。
Beato tried to laugh heartily, but it was obviously a fake laugh trying to cover something up. And the new witch shrugged, sighing.
この段階から演出によって反魔法力を減ずるのはとなればもう一つの手、人間の分散が良いでしょう。
それが最も効果的であろうぞ。
So how are you gonna do that?
人間の人数が少なければ少ないほど分母の数は減るわけだ。その結果魔法力はてきめんとなる。つまりこの籠城状態をいかに崩して少人数に分散させるかがここからのポイントとなるわけだよ。しかし彼らはもはや用心深い。容易には籠城を崩せぬ。前々回の金蔵の書斎での
They've already formed their
前
phalanx.
回の客間での籠城、いずれも手強かった。ましてや今回は老快な大人勢がほとんど残った状態での籠城となっておる。状況はこれまで以上に困難であるぞ。そなたが望むならと。
The first murder case, if the first murder case occurs in a closed circle, the survivors hole up without fail, gathering together to observe each other and ensure their safety. Worrying how to break that situation apart is probably the domain of murderers and mystery authors. So how ludicrous is it that witches, who are meant to exist at the other end of the spectrum, share in the exact same worry? It's called horseshoe theory. For a while, the new witch poked her cheeks with her index finger, as though making gestures as though deep in thought, and eventually spoke.
いいえ、結構です。試練ですから。先代様の手は借りません。
そうか。
Yeah, defeat the purpose.
しかしだな、籠城を崩すのはなかなかに難しいぞ。
すでに手は打ってあります。
Yeah, wouldn't be a test
き
otherwise.
っと引っかかるはずです。頭のいいやつならむしろ必ず。
そなたは優秀であるな。
I think it's just that you're pretty dumb,
手のか
Beatrice.
からぬ弟子でわらわは嬉しいぞ。
私、人に聞く前に自分で勉強するがモットーなので。
Yeah, you gotta give the old college try, and then if you hit a brick wall, then it's perfectly fine to
そ
ask
れで
for
は
help.
失礼します。獲物がのこのこと誘い出されるのを待たねばなりませんので。
それではしっかりな。
As the new witch lowered her head, her face blank, she turned into gold butterflies and hid herself. Beato looked slightly unamused. It seemed that she was lonely since she hadn't been relied on at all.
どいつもこいつもわらわのことなど構いもせぬ。魔女見習いめ、天狗になりよって今に手痛いミスをして泣き言を言うに違いないぞ。その時こそようやくわらわの偉大さを
Or
理解
she's
し
just a natural
教えを
talent,
こうとするに違いないのだ。
and it'll make you end up looking bad.
それまでわらわは
In comparison, at least.
高みの見物よ。
She laughed loudly on the outside, but a laugh no one could hear is completely pointless. Beato started to feel empty, and quickly stopped laughing. Renove chose that time to show himself.
失礼いたします、お嬢様。バトラ様との第2の番のゲームが終了いたしました。
そうか、ご苦労であった。守備はどうであったか。
申し訳ございません。
Yeah, it was more of a draw.
リザインさせていただきました。バトラ様のローザがマリアを考察、その後に自己死は赤にて両名他殺で切り返したのですが、エヴァを主犯に据えられた一連の指し手を切り返せませんでした。
Really?
エヴァは秀吉にずっと看病されて部屋で寝ていたであろうが。
秀吉も共犯で両名でアリバイを作った可能性を提示されました。
Fair. They're on the first floor. They could have just climbed out the window.
秀吉まで疑うか。殺害時には客室にいたと赤にで叩き切ってやればよいではないか。
それも考えましたが、いずれにせよ数手先でいくつかの大駒を奪われてしまうかもしれません。それにこの手が新しきベアトリーチェ様が撃たれた布石の可能性もありますので、それを尊重することといたしました。
Alright. You deferred to your superiors,
申し訳ありま
hoping
せ
they
ん。
had a plan.
布石か。あやつ頭が切れるようだからの好きにさせておくがよい。どこまでやれるか見ものだ。
そうおっしゃると思いました。弟子が可愛くないのでご機嫌斜めとお見受けしますよ。
余計なお世話だ、あやつめ。ここからの籠城をどう崩していくつもり
Good
なの
question.
だ。わらはもじっくり拝見させてもらうとするぞ。ああ、バトラの機嫌の方は
Still talking shit about you,
落ち着いておられるように見えました。
but that's just because you left.
やはりお嬢様が相手でないと盛り上がらないとおっしゃっておいででしたよ。
そうか。そうであろう、そうであろう。
That's not really praise aimed towards you, Beatrice.
第4の晩以降はやはりわらわが復帰しないとバトラも寂しかろうな。
それでは私はこれで失礼させていただきます。美味しいクッキーを焼かねばなります。せめてお嬢様とバトラ様のお話が弾みますように。
うん、あいつお前のクッキーボリボリ食ってたな。
Great, now I want some cookies, but I already had some mochi ice cream earlier, which is really good. The only thing with it is that it has like the flour on it. At least I think it's flour on like the outside that's coating it. So when I take it out of the package and eat it, it just like goes, it just crumbles off everywhere, and it ends up on like the collar of my my big fluffy lounge robe. So it ends up looking like I'm fucking in the 80s doing coke or whatever. Probably more 70s probably with the mustache I got going on right now.
やはり男の子だからお腹がすくのであろ
But
う。
it's not a good look.
多めに焼いてやれ。
かしこまりました。クッキーでテーブルを埋めてご覧に入れましょう。
それが良いぞ。
No need for dramatics. Don't want to make him go to waste. Wasting food is one of the worst offenses in the world.
なんだよ、話ってなんだ。
Kyrie called Rudolph out into the corridor. It was obvious that she wanted to talk about something that she didn't want the others to
あ
hear.
のね、
おう、
表へ出たい。
Got a plan? Trying to draw him out? Is that a trap? Ooh, how interesting. What a hook. What a little morsel to draw us back in for next time on the next episode of Umineko, where I guess we'll find out what this plan is that Kyrie's got, and probably add some more bodies to the count. But with that, that's where we end it for today. Once again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you all next time for the next episode of Umineko. Catch you guys all then. Later. Bye. Mwah.